Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button. I junk journal a slow stitch and I do it as sustainably as possible, and today is Monday and we're doing a mindful make. I'm a bit late because I've had a nice day out with my husband, but I've come back, I've sat down and I was thinking about it for a few days. What would I do on Monday? And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do my whimsical painted birds. So I've written a little meditation based on this activity that I do quite regularly. I still have a little stash of them here, and this is one when it's complete and sort of cut out and ready to go into a journal, and they're just so beautiful. Little whimsical birds, loads and loads of layers. They're a simple stamp. You can go to town and go really bright, or you could be more subtle, use your palette. But once these little things are cut out and stuck, with other stuff to make a little cluster, they just look so special and they're completely unique. We can make them with our supplies. So you can do this activity actually with any stamp. It could be a beetle, it could be a butterfly, it could be a car. There's myriad stamps, flowers. You could still do this thing. In fact, we will do some sort of watercolour painting on stamped flowers and stuff. That's another lovely mindful sort of restful activity. So yeah, I just want to show you my stamp. I bought this for 50p from Hobbycraft way back when. I think sort of 2010s, maybe before. I bought it to use in my slow stitch. So it's always been something that I stamp both paper and fabric to, do the stitch thing. And equally, that's a nice activity. I think we've had that for Mindful Monday, where we've just stitched over something that's been stamped, because that's, lovely and restful. So there's going to be layers to this. So I'm going to put some paint down first, then I'm going to dry it off, then I'm going to put some metallic paint down, then I'm going to dry it off, and then we'll go in with Posca markers and we'll just do the layers of just 4 of them. We'll see how far we get, and then we'll have that lovely meditation. So I've got my paints. What did we say we liked? Colour combinations. We like the blue. We liked pale blue as well as a darky blue. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a nice blue. So let's get in there. And we just put paint down. It's really not a difficult one, this. It's a lovely, just relaxing, not thinking. It's definitely a not thinking one. Oh, looks cute as a bluebird. We haven't done a tummy yet. We haven't done a kind of little hood a la a blue tit. Okay, what should we go in with next? I've been enjoying kind of purples, pinky purples. So let's do that. Try not to have a solid line. Oh, I like that. If you cut out of the lines, it doesn't matter. You're going to be cutting it out. So it's a really relaxing, there's no rules. There's no sort of, this is the right thing, that's the wrong thing. It's going to look a bit dodgy at the beginning, but it all blends together. Be really amazed at how well it blends together. Now what colour? We could go, I want green, but I want a subtle green. Will you be subtle enough? So, this reminds me of a story of a budgie called Muffin. And Muffin was a budgie that was foisted upon us. Let's just say we were told one thing and we got a completely other thing. So my little girl, when she was just before she was going to go to school, I got a different job. I got made redundant, and we moved from a small town in Cambridgeshire to Cambridge, quite in the city centre actually. And I started this job working in a community centre, sort of setting up activities and encouraging people to use the centre. It was a lovely job. I had that job for 10 years. I really enjoyed it. And this community centre had a cafe and it had a chef. And the chef had a budgie. And because I'd just moved to the city, I could not find childcare, and the people at the community centre allowed me to bring her with me, with Lily in with me. I like them mixed up. I might go back in with that purple though. Yeah, so I used to take her in, and she was very bright and happy, and like a happy child, and everybody sort of liked. It was actually quite an asset. I would say it's terrible, because she was very good at talking to people. So I took her into work with me, and she met this chef called Brian. And Brian had a budgie. I'm going to leave it there. We'll talk about Brian and the budgie after I've given this a dry, because we're moving on to the next level already. See you in a moment. I'm back. So, I was telling you the story of Muffin. So Muffin was Brian's budgie. And at the same time as all of this happening, there was this really... It was not... My daughter is quite a bright kid. Like, she taught herself to read around this time, actually, using an encyclopedia. But she also... She loved whimsy. She still does love whimsy. And there was a programme on CBeebies called Third and Bird, which I think is an American programme. We don't often get a lot of American children's TV, actually. We kind of like Sesame Street, but we don't. There's not really a lot. And I think the BBC make a lot of stuff. And then there's the dreaded Peppa Pig. We didn't really do Peppa Pig. I didn't like her attitude. Anyway, I digress. So Brian had this budgie, and he wanted to get rid of the budgie. And we didn't really want a budgie. We didn't want a pet. We were in rented accommodation. We were like, are we allowed a pet? But he kept talking about this budgie to Lily whenever I took her into work. And so by the time, she was only there for, was it 4 or 5 weeks? Because I did manage to get some childcare for the last 2 weeks before she started primary school. And Brian wanted her to have this budgie, so she ended up with a budgie. So we brought Cupcake home because it got named Cupcake. No, it was Muffin. The other one was called Cupcake. So we got Muffin home, and Muffin is a character of Third and Bird. And Muffin was a little thug. Was always doing an escape routine, and was just generally very shouty and a little thug. We'll put it like that. And so we got another bird. We got Cupcake, thinking, well, he's a bit lonely. No, just didn't like anything, I think, really. Just got his dander up. So Cupcake and Muffin didn't get on very well. We got a budgie whisperer. You heard that right. We paid money £60. £60 for somebody to come and talk to us about the birds and how they wouldn't get on very well. And that went on for some time. And then there was an incident with Cupcake. And then we were like, no, we're going to stop. So we ended up finding someone to take Muffin and Cupcake. Somebody who knew what they were doing with budgies. We were doing everything we possibly could. It had, big cage, lots of time out. Was a feisty little thing. All the toys, all the right food. It cost a fortune. I guess birds are not meant to be kept in cages. I think that's really the lesson. Not in just domestic little cages anyway. So Muffin ended up going to a lovely person who lived close by. I basically used the community centre network, finding people, asking, does anybody want a budgie or does anybody have? And we found this guy who has like an aviary. And let's just say that Muffin learned his place in the aviary. So we fast forward to literally just before the pandemic. And I'm visiting my friend in a different part of Cambridge, and there is a co-op shop. And I always nip into that co-op shop and buy her a bunch of flowers before I go over. And so I was in the co-op buying flowers and probably a packet of biscuits as well. And I see Chef Brian. And so he comes up and he asks me about Paddy. And so I give him my thoughts and opinions about Paddy. And he's Scottish. Oh, aye, he said he's a little bugger. And I was like, why? Sorry if that's swearing where you're from. I was like, why did you give him to me? If he said, oh, I just want to get rid of it. I was like, thank you. It's like, you caused proper heartache. It literally caused my child to cry over the silly bird. I mean, we did try for a couple of years with him. It wasn't all over done with in like the summer holidays. It was we tried for a long time with this bird before we realised it just wasn't it wasn't in the right situation. So whenever I do birds like this, it just reminds me of Muffin and Cupcake. And he was a feisty little thing. He probably still, because they live a long time, birds, don't they? I know Miles's dad had a macaw, like a parrot. And that lived a long, long time. Mac. The macaw, not very originally named, I must admit. That was a feisty bird too. I have very, very strong memories of one Christmas day driving from Johannesburg to, they had lake houses that everybody used to just go down to. Christmas is like the height of summer in South Africa. And we had to take all the animals with us. And it was car sick in my ear. A parrot being car sick. Well, that was an experience. Anyway, this is supposed to be relaxing. I hope you're relaxed, talking about naughty budgies and car sick parrots. I think it's just that you do certain things and it evokes memories, doesn't it? Oh, I like those four. Right then, I'm going to give them another blast. I'll talk to you in a moment, and then we'll be Posca marking. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to go in with a yellow. Just put some marks. We're liking the yellow around the eye. I've noticed that. But that's alright, they can be similar. just all these layers. They do really well, the layers. Just blends it together. Okay. Should we go in with purple? Oh no. How are we going to go in? Oh yeah, like that. Just some lines. I like it. Layers. They're your friend, layers. Okay. Another colour. Green. Oh, that might be a bit more challenging to use. Can you see how it's building up? I like it. Just putting odd dashes and marks. Nothing too serious. Right, I think that might be enough for Posca Poscas. What about little bits of silver and gold? No, I've got to be careful here. Oh yeah, I like that. They're rather splendid, aren't they? Let's put some dashes. Oh, this is like a chrome effect. I've had it for years. I don't know where I got it from. Put some gold in as well, and then I'm going to dry it. Oh, they look amazing. They really look amazing. Okay, one more dry and then we'll go over with the white, and then we're going to have our little meditation. You're joining me for the drying. I don't know what I feel. Let me know in the comments. Do you enjoy the drying noise? I don't know if, you see, I don't know if I do. That's why I've been pausing it, but it might not be the right thing to do, you see. I'm still playing. Still learning. Still enjoying learning and playing. Really enjoying learning and playing, actually. Oh, yay. Yeah, I like the white like that. I like it. Okay, just clean it off. And I can show you up close. It's going quite dull in this room. There you go. Got like kind of sparkly. So when they get cut out, see, look, this is been done in a different way. They do look amazing when they've been cut out. And this is how I build my supplies. This is how I do it sustainably. So instead of like stickers, I've always got a little pot of something that I can reach for, because I've been making it as I've been going on. Always have a little bit of things going on to make your supplies. So here we are. Have a look at that. Should we do our little meditation? I've been really enjoying doing the meditations, and it's been nice to hear in the comments if people have, it's been helpful or nice. They've just appreciated it. It's lovely. I've really been enjoying it. So, shall we get cozy? Let's get ready. So we've had a creative moment. Relax. Think about the things we've been doing. The colours. All of those things as you relax and rest. Get comfortable. Are you sitting on a chair? Are you lying on the floor or on the bed? Are you watching me from the sofa on the TV? Wherever you are, I want you to just rest. Let your body feel supported, relaxed. Let the chair or the floor or the sofa or the bed cradle your weight. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And now breathe out all the tension and the stress of today. Allow yourself to be soothed. Allow yourself to relax. So we've had our creative moment. Using paint and colour and a stamp to make a whimsical bird. We've been mixing colours, swirling them, playful, happy, gentle. The movement of the brush has been so gentle. Let that colour and that whimsy and that relaxation, the imagery of it, stay with you. You could close your eyes. You could soften your gaze on the screen. But think of the colour. I want you to imagine that you're one of my whimsical birds. You're not perched though, you're gliding. Your wings are stretched wide, catching the breeze. You're not rushing, but you're not still. You're simply moving with ease. This is rest. Rest doesn't always mean stopping. Sometimes it means flowing. Like the paint that we've been just doing, simple colours, a simple paint. But like that brush moving across the paper. Like you're breathing. Like a bird in flight. Let your breath be your rhythm now. Inhale slowly. Exhale gently. Feel yourself relax. Let the tension ease. Feel your thoughts settle. Like feathers drifting to the ground. Our creativity is rest. And you are allowed to rest. Even though you're moving and creating, you're allowed to feel peace in it. Peace while you create. You're allowed to be gentle with yourself. Even while the world keeps turning, you can be soaring. Let this moment bring you peace. Let the creativity inside you be like the paint swirling about, creating something beautiful. The beauty you create can be simple, and peace can be found in the motion of you creating. Take another deep breath in. And a long sigh out. Let the feeling come back to your fingers and your toes. Give them a little wiggle. Open your eyes. Have a stretch. I hope you found value. If you have, please hit the like, comment, do all those YouTubey things that help this little channel grow. My hope for you is that you will carry this sense of peace, this sense of rest, that your crafting space will be your sanctuary, your place of peace, and your creativity will be a place of rest for you. So go and walk out that peace with every stroke of a brush, every snip of some scissors, every dab of glue or thread stitched into fabric. Go and create your peace. Thank you very much. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.